about to kick it, my nigga. You ain't gotta lie. You ain't gotta lie.
Welcome back to another episode of You Ain't Got a Lie podcast. I'm your host, 2AV Jason, aka Jace AC. And who am I with today?
It's your boy Money. How's everybody doing?
Hey. So, we're back again, and we got some pretty cool topics for you. This was going to be sports heavy, going to be honest with you guys. The sports is starting to pick up, and it's my personal favorite time of the year, and I'm assuming Money's as well. We're getting close to the football season. So, we got a lot going on this I guess it's considered mini camp now, because it's not off season anymore technically.
Training camp.
Yeah, training camp. There we go. So, it's a lot going on during training camp, as well as other things we'll mention. But before we hop into that, we are going to start off with a topic where we talk about what we learned in life. All right. Basically, you can learn a lot. Some people learn more than others, but the things that really we feel impacted us through this journey we call life. And Money, would you like to go first, sir?
Sure. I'll say one of the first things I learned in life is nobody's going to save you. You're going to have to save yourself. Basically saying, if you're in a situation, your best thing is learning, hey, how do I get out of this situation, instead of, thinking, hey, I got a life jacket, somebody can save me. No, you have to learn, how to be able to, do things yourself a lot of times. I'll say another thing you learn is never give up. I'll say in college, I had to take a class multiple times, but I learned to never give up. And then, having that conversation with one of my best friends, he ended up, giving me a call, and I was like, bro, go ahead, talk with the school, because he was going through a lot with the engineering program. And so, he ended up calling me. He was saying, hey, I might be kicked out of the school. I was like, bro, talk with them, see what happened. And then if you want to go to business next, we can have that conversation. Well, after, a conversation, he ended up graduating with his engineering degree. So that helped me learn, never give up, because, we both ended up getting our degrees, and, not giving up can make a big difference. Think about how many NFL stories or, stories that people are like, yeah, I got told no 15 times, but that 16th time, it changed my life.
Right.
So that's something that could make a big difference. And I'll say another big one is you have to learn that not everybody is your friend. They can go from co-workers, that can even go to some friends you have now. Sometimes I'll say, I had to learn the hard way through a former friend.
I have something similar written down, so it's funny you say that. But it's basically the same
we're
thing.
probably both talking about this same friend. We're basically probably both talking about this former friend. So I'll let you go after I go with this one. Well, we went through situations, and then, people turn their back on you. So you have to be careful with that. I'll let you go since we have something similar.
No, right on. I mean, mine is basically the same thing. I had said, what I wrote down. Oh, not everyone has your best interest in mind. There's people out here, like, it was a couple years ago on 2K where you played this game mode called My GM. And basically you run an NBA team on the video game, and you can hire people to work for you. So on your staff, one of the positions you could hire was an assistant GM. So you could have an assistant GM, and if they're awesome, and if the team is awesome, eventually they get hired from another team to be their GM, which is what you want. You want to see people grow. But in certain situations, if that assistant GM is a GM longer than, I guess, what they want to be, they'll develop a trait called snake. It's literally called snake. And then basically what that trait was, they'll do anything to kind of sabotage you and to get your job. And if they put that in a video game, how often do you think that happens in real life, where people are trying to sabotage someone that's ahead of them to try to take their place? So it really opens your eyes up to it. People do not have your best interest in mind. And, you always have to put yourself first. And even with family, sadly, Is you so you gotta put yourself first with your family. Like it'll come times where you gotta realize when you're being taken advantage of. And obviously not everyone's family is like that, but for the ones who are, then you have to put you gotta put yourself first. People try to take advantage of you, and you can either allow it to happen for your entire life, or you can put your foot down and be like, no, enough's enough. And I would say my
I agree
other
with
one
you.
I have, yeah, my other one I have is I learned that you have to be able to live with the decisions you make. You know, I at this point in my life, I try to truly live with the decisions I make. Even if they're bad decisions, it's like, that wasn't the smartest decision, but hey, you made that decision, so we're gonna move forward and learn from it. So I try to always be able to live with the decisions I made, and I truly only have one regret in life, and that was allowing others to dictate my sports career. I listened to the wrong people, but at the end of the day, even though I was allowing these other people to make the decision for me, I would allow it to happen. I didn't put my foot down and say, hey, no, we're not going to do it. We're going to do it this way. So that's really my only regret, is just allowing people to dictate that. And I learned from that. I learned what it cost me, and it was something that bothered me for years. So it was a lot for me to finally overcome and accept, like, hey, as evil as those people were in your life, you allowed it to happen. You didn't say anything. You didn't try to remove yourself, because I had opportunities that I turned down listening to those people, instead of just making decisions like, hey, this is what's right now in front of us. Let's focus on that, opposed to something that we're trying to develop. And then if we do develop it, we can go from there.
That's the best thing about life is you learn.
Yeah. You're always learning something. I feel like you learn something every day, whether it's useful or not. I feel like you learn something every day. And my last thing I got written down is I've learned that if you really want something, you gotta get off your ass and go get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see people say, "Oh man, it'll happen eventually," but they're not doing anything to change it. Or my personal pet peeve is when people say, "Oh, it's in God's hand now. I prayed about it." It's like, okay, but what are you doing to change it? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing to make it a difference? What are you doing to make it happen? And one of my favorite quotes, like I said, man, I think I said it on here before, but it's burnt into my head. Anything worth having is worth enduring the hardship to get it. And I truly feel that. Is it going to be easy to get certain things in life? No. Was it easy to buy that house you live in money? No, it wasn't. But you busted your ass, you grinded, and you made it happen. And is it worth it now? You know what I'm
It's
saying?
worth it
So,
now.
exactly. So, I'm a firm believer in that. Anything worth having is worth the hardship you endure to get it.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. Like, I totally understand, because you're like, people are praying and saying it's in God's hands, but like you said, what are you doing in order for to make things happen? Like, you could say, hey, it's in God's hands to get this job, but you're not applying to nothing.
Hmm.
How. So you can have a destiny for something, but if you're not doing anything about it, it's not going to really, make a difference. That'd be like if you're one of the best baseball players in the league, but you decide to say, you know what, I had the potential to be a Hall of Famer, but you know what, I'm going to just go out there and be an average player.
Right. You're not
How are
putting
you
that
going to be a
work
Hall of
in.
Famer if you're being average?
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think that's a big thing. I'll say from school to work, I'll say another thing that I learned in life, and I think you'll understand this one also. The people who always work the hardest, sometimes at certain jobs, depending on the job, are always the ones who get the promotions.
Correct.
It's usually the butt kissers sometimes too. And it's like, I always looked at it like this. If I ever had to work at a job and I had to kiss butt to get to my position, I don't want the position.
Right.
I want it through my actions and hard work.
Absolutely. It's a story this guy tells on Reddit where he was at this company for 10 years, and he applied for the position, the next level, multiple times for the promotion. Got turned down every time. And he was like, man, I came early, I left late. Like, it was some days where he's like, I get off at 5. It was days I was leaving there at 8:45, 9 o'clock, barely seeing my family. And then after the last promotion, he said they gave it to a guy who was there for 2 months. He said, you know what? I'm doing the bare minimum now. He said he started showing up 5 minutes before work. He started leaving on time or 5 minutes early. He said he wasn't staying late anymore. And so he's like, he started doing the bear who wasn't going above and beyond, like how you say, applying checks. He said he was only applying his X amount of checks or whatever, doing his job essentially. He wasn't going above and beyond. And after that, he said about 3 months of that, the director reached out to him, was like, hey, I want to talk to you. He brought him in his office. He's like, hey, we really wanted to take time to acknowledge your hard work, and we want to talk about giving you a promotion. And so it was like when he started, I don't want to say slacking off, but to him it's slacking off because he's not doing as much work as he was doing. And so it was like when he started doing the bare minimum, it got noticed, opposed to when he was going above and beyond.
That's crazy to hear. But, sometimes companies just want yes man.
Yeah.
They want somebody to say yes instead of hearing what the real problem is. Like, say if, you had a problem with people showing up on time, instead of explaining that to the boss, they'd be like, hey, can you get everybody to come in to work on time? Yes. They don't want you to, give an explanation. Hey, Jim, he drives an extra 45 minutes. They don't want to hear none of that. They just want to hear yes.
I just want to see results. Results-driven industries, as they say. So, is it fair? Absolutely not. But that's the world we live in. What else you learned?
I'll say I learned life is hard. I'll say sometimes it's harder for others than, some people. And I'll say, hey, some things don't always come easy to some people. Like, one thing that didn't come easy to me was business stats. It was just, the saying of things. It wasn't, the class was hard. It was just how you had to write things in order to say it.
Right.
Like how calculus is hard to some people, the business stats was hard to me because of the wording and everything. But, the crazy thing is, with the harder class called Financial Policies and Strategies, I passed the first time. But I'll say the reason was, I had that nightmare professor, and I had to have that class to graduate. So I'll say, life is hard. You got to put your foot forward and, bust your butt and get it done.
Agreed. Anything else you want to add to it?
Oh, I got a funny one for you.
Okay.
So they say guys say the worst a girl can tell you is no. Well, that is not true. If you ask for their number or whatever, I'll say that is not true. How many times have we seen things online or in person where a guy go ask a girl out and she just out there just dragging them through the mud? It's just so disrespectful. It's like, come on, man.
Women are mean.
Like, you gotta do that boy like that.
Women are mean. Women are mean. He was like, hey, how you doing? He's like, boy, if you don't get your ugly little smoke right, like, damn, all of that? Okay, all right. You didn't have to say all of that. Yeah, women definitely can be mean. Now, I will say some dudes are a little too strong. Like, after they be like, no, I'm seeing somebody like, yo, you can't have no friends. So they keep pushing. And you push that button long enough, you get a reaction. But, yeah, a lot of women are mean like that, bro. It's like, all you had to say you wasn't interested, shawty. You didn't have to do all that. That's
Well,
fine.
it's because of guys that you were saying that, they can't take the hint.
Yeah.
She's not interested. Go on about your day. It's like what? They say billions of women on this earth.
Yeah, it's
You
a lot.
hey, you struck out with one. There's one that'll give you a chance.
That's facts. That is facts. One, I got a funny one too. Then, don't spit in the wind, cause then come back at you, come back in your face. It basically, is be careful of what you put out there. Be careful of what you say and how you say it, because you never know how it's gonna come back to you. I could put out there that, oh, I really don't like Flint and his car or whatever. I wish he got rid of that car. So I'll put that out there, the energy out there. Then you call me like, man, I got in a car accident. My car totaled. It's like, oh, snap. Like, this man could have died. You know what I'm saying? So be very conscious of what kind of energy you putting out, because it'll come back at you. Or you say something negative about
I
somebody
agree.
and they confront you. Like, it's a video floating around where Shador confronts this reporter. And he was like, Tony, what's the problem, man? And he was like, why every time I hear your name get brought up, you saying something negative about me? He's like, did I say or do something to ever offend you? Because if I did, I apologize. Basically talking to him. He's like, I didn't do that. And it's like, bro, no, keep that same energy you had when you was writing those articles saying he was the least talented quarterback in the draft. So it's like, come on, man. Don't switch up when he came at you in a respectful way and talk to you.
I agree. And that everyone isn't your friend. A good example would be that Skip and Shannon. Skip and Shannon thought they were cool, and then remember Skip came at him about Tom Brady.
Yeah, he got disrespectful with Shay. Even Shannon was shocked. He said, like, you talking to me. Like, bro, I'm not some random person. Like, yeah, so, yeah. He said, like, you said, I was a bum. I remember that. That was the beginning of the end of them, too. And it's sad. One of the greatest sports shows ever we lost because Skip's ego is too big.
Yeah.
But are you ready to move on, sir?
Yeah, it was. Hey, I'm ready to have this talk about the NFL preseason and the Panthers, and I'm ready to ask you some questions about it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, leading into our next segment, we're hopping straight into NFL Training Camp / NFL preseasons. Last night, we had the Carolina Panthers taking on the Cleveland Browns at home, and Cleveland walked away victorious 30-10. Some thoughts I had walking away from that game was, how were the rookies? That was the main thing I was looking for. And man, and obviously I was looking at Shador. I thought Shador played really well. He finished the game 14 of 23 with 2 touchdowns, had 4 carries for 20 yards, and he's not a running quarterback. So that was impressive to see. I saw some really good throws out there, some really good decision making, and I saw the stuff that concerned me about him in college as well. Shador has to get that ball out of his hands, money. He refuses to throw the
I
ball
knew
away.
you were gonna say that.
You can't take those sacks. It was one play where he eluded a guy, eluded another guy, and he's breaking away across field. First of all, he broke 2 tackles. Get rid of the ball, Shador. And he's treading across the field. And I get it. As a former wide receiver, I get it, and I truly appreciate it. You trying to give me an opportunity to get open to make a play. But Shador, if you done broke 4 tackles and I'm not open yet, I'm in a box. Get the ball out of your hands. And so then he scrambles and he ended up losing 3 yards. And it's like, throw the ball away, live to fight another day. That is my biggest
Jay, that's
thing
how
with
you
him.
get hurt.
It is how you get hurt.
Andrew Luck would hold on to the ball a long time. He'll make plays, but that's how you get
You
hurt.
gotta get the ball out your hands, Shador. The same things he was doing in college, you can't carry that to the NFL. You have to get rid of that football, bro. That was my biggest, and you know how I feel about that with him. So that was my biggest thing I was worried about. But as far as Carolina, I thought our stars looked good. Offensively, I thought we looked good. I thought Ted McMillan didn't play too high. He had one nice catch. Other than that, I feel like he was in the box all game against the backup corner, which is concerning. If you're
I
supposed
wanted
to be
to
a
ask
guy.
you about him.
I didn't think he played the way. Now, obviously,
That's the number one.
Exactly. I wasn't expecting him to go out there 6 catches, 112 yards, and 4 touchdowns. But I was expecting a little more pop. I was expecting to see, 4 catches from him. So, but he only played 1 drive. I believe they played 1 or 2 drives. I can't remember. But it wasn't a lot of action. It was limited action. I thought Bryce looked sharp, 4 for 6 in the touchdown, his opening drive, and he was done for the day. So the only question mark I have, I won't even say question mark, I'll say we looked shaky, was our run game. Chuba Herbert had like 4 carries for 6 yards or something, like 3 carries, 10 yards. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. And all night I felt like we didn't run the ball very good or efficiently. So that was my biggest takeaway. It's something like, all right, we got 2 more games, 3 weeks to get it figured out. So,
What about the rookie running back?
Our rookie running back?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't do too high. Honestly, I don't remember stats. Hold on. Did you watch the game at all?
I did. I watched a little bit of it. I seen Shador. He played the whole game. That's what I seen. And
Yeah, Trevor
by the
didn't do
time I
good
started
either.
watching the game,
Trevor had
I
two
seen Andy
carries.
Dalton was in the game.
Andy Dalton stunk the place up. He was bad in my opinion. We had two rookie running backs. No, we had one. Yeah, we had Trevor Etienne. He didn't do well. He had two carries for 1 yard or something. So nothing to talk about. That's why I didn't even notice him. He didn't play well. Like I said, running the ball we did not do well. I thought we could have did a lot better in that area. But that was my biggest takeaway. But I thought Bryce looked good. He was very poised. He was, very certain on his throws, and yeah. Any
Getting growth from the quarterback.
Yeah. Any thoughts or concerns or comments for that game?
Okay, I had to ask about your rookie wide
Ted
receiver. Let
McMillan,
me
yeah.
ask you about Okay, since we're gonna have a conversation about him later. How was your other former rookie wide receiver that you drafted in the first round last year?
Mr. XL, yeah. He has to be smarter. I mean, I don't know what else to say. He has to be smarter. You're a starter. You're one of our starters. I need you to be a leader. You know what I'm saying? I know you're in your second year, but Xavier's not even like the aggressive type. Like if you ever see, like you can see who at least tries to pretend to be tough guys. He doesn't try to be a tough guy. He's not. That's not him. He's a country boy who loves football. So the fact that he got into an altercation to where he's trying to swing on the guy and tackle him to the ground, that was unlike him in my opinion. And I mean, yeah, that was crazy. But I think he'll be fine going forward. I think he just got the moment got to him. I think he's a very mature player. So I'm just gonna chalk it up to what they said in the holes. It's hot. The blood started boiling. So, but I was disappointed though because
Okay, what
I don't
about Tate?
expect that from him.
Now your first round pick this year, how did he look? You said that he was in a box. Are you concerned about your receivers? Because you took with the Panthers, they took a receiver in the first round last year, and this year they took a receiver in the first round. So you're basically telling your quarterback, you got to get it done. We giving you these weapons, you have to get it done. Do you think they will make an impact? Who do you think will be the number one receiver on the team? Oh yeah, I forgot about Joe Horn. Joe Horn, how was he? Because I heard he's been balling in camp.
He got 4 catches for 15 yards, a bunch of little dink and dunk. Once Bryce came out, we started dinking and dunking. It was all little shallow crosses and underneath routes and screens. We didn't really take no shots. Horn's more of a deep guy, so that's really capping what he can do. But 4 catches is good, so I can live with that. So, like I said, I thought the offense looked this sharp outside of our running game. So I think it will be. I don't know,
Any
man.
record predictions?
I'm feeling confident, man. I think we can win the division. Like I said, I haven't been this excited about a Carolina team coming into a new season in a long time. I like the additions we made on defense. Obviously, a lot of our defensive stars didn't play. We have no, oh my God, injuries yet, and I think we're only going to get better. But to answer your question, where you asked me about my thoughts on where my first round pick this year is, my first round pick last year is Xavier. I don't want to say he was a disappointment his rookie year, but he wouldn't have the season that you would like to see from a first round receiver. Tet struggled with press coverage in college, and it seems like he's still struggling with it because they were pressing him early in that game, which is why he wasn't able to do anything besides the 2 catches he had. So, but it's preseason. It's not real plays. It's just getting guys out there to see how they look. So I think we're only going to go up for here. So I'm still remaining optimistic. I'm still looking forward to it. When do you guys play? Do y'all play today or tomorrow?
Tomorrow
Tomorrow? Who do you play?
on the 10th. The Bears.
The Bears? Okay, it'll be interesting.
They're not playing the starters.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, the way I would personally do it if I was a coach, first preseason game, I'm not playing my starters. No starters will play in the first preseason game. Second preseason game, they'll play maybe a series or two. Third preseason game, they play in the first half. That's how I would do it for a head coach. Because we're getting close to the revving
I would
it back
do it
up.
differently.
How would you do it?
I'll say we're thinking differently. The first game, I would play my rookies and people on the bubble, right? To see who I think can make the team. The second game, I would play my starters for a half. The third game, I would play the rookies and the rookies who didn't look good and my bubble players because after the third game, you have to start getting ready for cuts. So I'm like, if you play all your starters, you're not gonna know, who to cut. So I'll say that's why we use the first and the third game to get those guys involved. Maybe
Listen,
the first game I play my starters a series.
no, the first game is strictly you guys rest. That's what the first two. You got 2 weeks to show me something. And another thing, too, money you're not taking into consideration is they have practices together. Those team co-op practices where Tampa will play, they'll practice with Carolina. From the research I've done, those practices carry a lot of weight. So that's your opportunity
I
to
didn't
go out
know
there.
that.
Yeah, those practices carry a lot of weight because you have more control over it on install. Like it'll be like, okay, let's see a goal line front. Can I get a goal line front, Tampa? And like, all right, Carolina, we'll give you a goal line front. So we go down there, we set up, put everybody in the position we want, and see how it looks. So those team practices have a lot of weight. So that's your opportunity. And if we're getting close to the season, I need my starters ready to go. We don't need to look like the Bengals who don't play their starters in the preseason, and then they start the year off 1-4.
Yeah, the bank. Yeah, you start off slow. That can make a
Exactly.
huge
I need my
difference.
guys
So,
revving it back up. That's why week 2 we'll
but
play a little bit, and those bubble guys will get a chance to play. They're going to come in after. I probably play my starters 2 series, if that. Depending on if I got the look I wanted to get, that's how it'll go. And then they got the rest of the game. They got 2 quarters for sure. And in worst case scenario, they got 2.5 quarters, depending on how much long it takes me to get those 2 series in the first quarter.
I'll say this also, Jay. If the Cardinals corner is a baller, I think me and you both will be mad at our teams for passing
Yeah.
on him.
We both, I mean, Will Johnson's a stud, bro. I don't know how else to say it. I know he dealt with injuries, but if you can play, you can play. Same with not Carolina, Kansas City. Kansas City drafted that left tackle. He before the season started, he was projected to be the #1 left tackle coming out, but he got hurt, and a lot of teams was worried that he wouldn't be ready to go to start the season off, so he failed. But fast forward to now, he's projected to start at left tackle for the Chiefs, and he's 100% healthy. So Kansas City,
What round was he drafted in?
the first round, they took him late at the 32nd pick.
Oh,
He was the
shit.
last pick in the first round. He was projected to go before. He was better than the boy the Patriots took.
Campbell?
Yes, they had him ranked higher than Will Campbell, but he got hurt, so he fell. So Kansas City potentially got a steal in the draft. What potentially, we'll see how it happens, but potentially the best left tackle in the draft at 32.
That's nothing new with Kansas City. They traded Tyreek Hill and drafted an all-pro corner.
They draft really well, man. You can't take it from them. They draft exceptionally well. Obviously, we're gonna miss. That's normal. Everybody's gonna miss eventually. But if you 7 for 10, yeah, even 6 for 10, you drafted 10 players and 6 of them was good. I think that was a great draft. So
I'll say this, Jay. You got to hit on your first round picks.
Yes,
Because
that's big.
those are premium. First and second round are premium
They're
picks. You
premium.
got to hit on those. I'll say after that, third, fourth, fifth round, you find a few steals or whatever. Okay, cool. But those first and second round picks are huge because you don't get a lot of those.
No.
Those aren't easy to get.
we're heading into a new segment we're debuting called the Fin Zone. This is basically where we talk about the Miami Dolphins, and we'll touch up on AFC East as well, but it's mainly going to be talking about Money's Miami Dolphins. So I think I'm going to start off because I think he has a lot to say. I'm just going to run through the teams really quick. Buffalo, division heavyweight, poised to secure the 6th straight AFC East title. Can you believe that? They're going for their 6th straight AFC East title. That's insane. The Bills remain the consensus favorite across the league. Betting odds have them at least 260 for a division crown, well ahead of any of their rivals. Despite losing veterans like Stephon Diggs, they rebounded last year with a 13-4 record, impressively utilizing everybody eats approach with spreading the ball across the roster. Yet analysts cautious in the lack of top-tier playmakers around Josh Allen remains a concern heading into training camp. So I have to agree with that. I think last year Josh Allen made magic happen with the guys, but I think this year it's not going to work. It's like that a couple years ago when the Vikings kept winning all those close games and they had a great record heading into the playoffs. And then it's like, that's not going to work 2 years in a row. And they tried again the next year and they ended up losing all them games. That's how they got J.J. McCarthy. So I think the same thing's going to happen. It worked last year, but I think it's not going to work because now teams will be like, all right, we know he's trying to spread the ball around. We're going to be more on top of it, and I think Josh is going to have a great year. And actually, a little early prediction, I got the Bills missing the playoffs. I have the Bills potentially missing the playoffs, man. So, next team we're going to talk about, New England Patriots. Rebuild, and they're still rebuilding. Now, under new head coach Mike Vrabel, the Patriots are gracefully reloading free agency, adding Stephon Diggs and bolstering their offense to support quarterback Drake May. There marks their third straight season of a new head coach aiming to return to relevance after back-to-back 4-13 campaigns. So, odds peg New England as the closest contender to Buffalo, but still a long shot at 500, trailing even Miami at 700. I mean, I think Patriots may be good. I love Drake May. I know I'm biased when it comes to him, but I love Drake May. I love what he brings to the table. I think it's going to take a year or two jump. Hopefully, Stephon Diggs come out with that mindset like, all right, this is my comeback year. And you know something that didn't dawn on me until I read my notes? Diggs is in the AFC East playing against Buffalo twice a year. That didn't dawn on me until just now. He has to go insane against Buffalo. Do you hear me? He needs to have the game of his life against Buffalo. So with that in mind, if you can beat the champs, maybe not twice, but at least one of those games, that definitely helps you in the standings. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's funny because I think these teams will be better, but they won't be all that great. And then the third team we'll talk about, the New York Jets, youth and movement and high New York Jets youth and movement, high variability. The Jets are undergoing a full rebuild under their first-year head coach, Aaron Glenn, with Justin Fields taking over at quarterback and a revamped offense in the works. They shed high-profile contracts like Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams and are focusing on creating an identity around youth players and physical on defense. Not surprisingly, they're viewed as the least likely to challenge in the division, sitting at plus 1,600 odds. And last but not least, under pressure, Miami Dolphins make notable offensive additions such as off-season additions, such as Minka Fitzpatrick, Darren Waller, but lingering locker room tension, injuries, and quarterback health issues raised several alarm bells for this team. Inside, critics decide the potential, quote, ticking time bomb in the locker room with concerns about balance and recent leadership instability and players having personal gripes with one another. So, I mean, it's not looking good for Miami. The more and more I hear about the Dolphins, the more and more I'm like, what is going on? So, my prediction for the AFC East this year, I have the Jets winning the division. I think Aaron Glenn is a great coach. I think Justin Fields is finally going to show everyone he deserved to be a first-round quarterback. And I think Aaron Glenn's defense is going to shock people. The defense is already good if you look at the players on the roster. Now you're asking a defensive-minded coach who's a great coach. I think the Jets are going to shock people. So I have the Jets winning the AFC East, the Bills coming in second, the Patriots in third, and the Miami Dolphins in fourth. It's just too much turmoil going on. I don't like the things I'm hearing and seeing. Mike Daniels is firmly in the hot seat heading into 2025. Critics have pinpointed player-friendly culture not working out and weakened line foundation across an injury-plagued season are worrisome. Some league insiders have even viewed the ticking time bomb situation as a bomb that's getting a shorter fuse heading into the season. So it's reports out that it's believed Mike McDaniels might not even finish the season, which would be insane. And then you recently had a fight at the joint practice with the Bears, and Mike McDaniels had to personally step in and defuse the situation. It's almost as if he's losing the locker room, and that's the worst thing you can do as a coach. What are your thoughts, Money?
Or let me know when it's time for my thoughts. I'm letting you. Okay. All right. I'll wait for you to tell me this. Okay. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say I'm gonna tell you different things that I've heard or seen, and then I'm gonna tell you my thoughts.
Okay.
Okay, first, I might have been wrong about Patrick Paul. He's out there bullying guys at left tackle. They said that I think it was Jalen Phillips was complaining because he was bullying guys and trash talking them.
Mm.
So they say he looks a lot better this year than last year. But I'm about to talk about some injuries, right? Well, Patrick Paul's a left tackle. Guess what? Miami has a left-handed quarterback for people who don't know. So the quarterback can see the left side. He can't see the right side. And guess what? Our right tackle, Austin Jackson, is hurt. He should be ready for the season, but he's hurt. And I'm not really liking, them not being able to get that chemistry with the offensive line. Then our guard, Jonah, who we drafted in the second round, held out a decent amount of camp because he wanted a contract, because he had to get a contract. So I'm concerned about how good he's going to be. I'm concerned about our first round pick, Kenneth Grant. Jay, I have not heard anything about him. I don't know if that's good or bad. Nothing at all.
To be fair, he is a D lineman.
I understand that, but you draft him in the first round.
I think he's going to be more so useful in the run game. And at practice, it's hard to really stand out if you're a run stopper. But that is fair. That is fair to be concerned that you haven't heard anything.
Yeah, I'm like, no tackles, not stopping somebody in the backfield. I haven't heard anything, and that's a concern for me. But I'll say this. The player that's been tearing it out the most in camp, out of all our draft picks, who do you think it was?
Out of all your draft picks?
Yes.
Who?
Ears. Our quarterback has been actually balling out. It's getting to the point that they think he potentially could take the backup role from Zach Wilson.
Oh, wow.
That's how good. Yeah.
That is great. Really, really good. If he's looking good. Has Wilson not looked good? Has he looked shaky? I really thought this would be a good
Wilson
opportunity.
Wilson has been Wilson. Jay Wilson has been Wilson.
That means he's had moments, but nothing really that.
Yeah. I'll say Kader Kohu, he has a partial torn ACL, so he's basically out for the season. Kader Kohu has been a gem as an undrafted rookie. He was an undrafted rookie under Flores, and he's been a baller. I like Kader Kohu. And then we have Tyreek Hill. He has an oblique injury. They say he's like day to day. Jay, how about this? Our fullback has a concussion.
I mean, he bangs into people. That's all he do is bang into people.
Jay, this is a Madden dream player of ours, Artie Burns. He's tall and fast. What we like to develop in Madden. I wanted to see what he could do, but he tore his ACL. He's out for the season. Yeah. And then, even though I'm not a fan of Liam Eichenberg, he's hurt too.
So a lot of injuries going on in camp.
Yeah. I'll say this. Darren Waller has just now started to practice. So I'm hoping the best for him. But we brought in James Daniels, who's a guard. We brought him in from the Steelers. We need to see what he can do. He's been out. We gave him a good contract. We need him out there.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If you're thin at tight end after trading Jonnu Smith because of contract reasons, which I totally understand, you brought in Waller, who got hurt immediately. Why not go get Elijah Higgins? I'm pretty sure he's on the Cardinals practice squad still. You guys are familiar with him. You liked him, I believe, at the time.
Noah Fant, too.
Noah Fant. I don't like Noah Fant, but he is available. He's a veteran tight end in the league.
No, he's not. Noah Fant went to the Bengals.
Oh, he signed with the Bengals already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, it's guys out there. Is what
That
I'm
didn't make
saying.
any sense.
I more so was looking at Elijah because he was on Miami. You guys are familiar with him. You know what type of player he is. So why not get someone that's available that knows your system a little? You know.
I have no idea. And we drafted him.
Yeah.
Why not go get him back? I have no idea, Jay. I'll say we have a guy one of our tight ends. I forget the guy's name off the top of my head. But everybody, it's like if he's our starting tight end, the season's over. That's how bad this guy is.
I mean, the
like
tight
we
end
have a
position
guy
doesn't hold that much. You can just not throw to your tight end, bro.
Hey Jay, he misses blocks. He drops passes.
If anything,
Jay,
honestly,
he's a
you can play
liability
Alex
out there on the
Ingo
field.
start at tight end. I'm sure he wouldn't mind the extra snaps. Put him at tight end. You know he ain't gonna miss a
Hey
block.
Jay, Tanner Connor.
Tanner Connor's a
Jay,
good player.
Tanner Connors is a player that we would love to have. He's 6'3", around 6'3", 230, runs a 4.3. Me and you would have made him a beast in Madden.
Yeah.
Okay. but in real life, he's not doing much. And then we brought in Nick Westbrook. I haven't heard much about him, bro. So I'll say my biggest concerns about the Dolphins is safety besides Minka, which we brought in Melifanu and Aston Davis. I think Davis is hurt. I'll say though, and cornerback. We brought in Jack Jones. We brought in Mike Hilton, but the cornerbacks don't really look good, to be honest to me. I mean, be honest with you. I'll say another thing. We're going to talk about practice versus the Bears. They said the offense looked horrible. And Jay, guess what the Bears coach said? The Bears coach came out and said, we're going to put our hands on their wide receivers and then make them have to throw the ball.
I mean, yeah. If you
And
look
they've
at
been
the
locking up our
Dolphins'
wide receivers.
top guys, they struggle in press. I love Jalen Waddle. I think he is a number one. He's a great receiver, but he struggles in press. Tyreek Hill historically struggles in press. It's a video of him. I think I put it in one of our videos of him getting bullied to the ground, getting jammed at the line.
You got to tell me which one that is so I rewatched that one.
Yeah, one of the videos I put it in here. He's getting jammed to the ground by L'Jarius Sneed. So that's not good, man.
And Jay, and the worst thing about it is your best rookie on the team is your 7th round pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Jay. I'm gonna say my prediction is actually opposite of yours. I think the Bills are gonna win the division again. Josh Allen just came off an MVP season. He's been balling until somebody takes the crown from them because they won it 5 years in a row. So until somebody does something to them, I have to say it's the Bills. The Dolphins have bad luck. We go from the Patriots to Josh Allen winning 5 in a row.
How many years did the Patriots win in a row?
I think they won like 7 or 8. Then Tom
crazy.
Brady got hurt.
And then who won it that year?
It might
Y'all
have
won it,
been
right?
10. We won it because Tom Brady got
Yeah, I
hurt.
remember that. Tom Brady got hurt. The Dolphins because I remember y'all won y'all division. Yeah. I want to say that was Matt Moore's year after Matt Moore was terrible at Carolina and went to Miami and started winning games.
I think so. Or was that Tannehill?
Oh, it might have been
think it was
Tannehill. It might have been Tannehill.
Yeah.
But I do
Yeah, it was
remember y'all
Tannehill.
had
Yep,
Matt
that
Moore's
was
season.
Tannehill.
It was funny because he was great his first year in Miami. He was putting up good numbers, and then he kind of went downhill. I think he was getting hurt too, though. But
Hold on. Or what's that? No. Or that was Pennington. I
don't
think it was
that far
Pennington
back.
that won it. You think it? I gotta check.
yeah,
I gotta check. But I remember with Pennington we had a good season too. But I'll say Tua. My prediction is Tua. I don't think Tua's gonna have that great of a season, and the reason why is because Jay, how can a wide receiver and quarterback be beefing and they connect on the field?
yeah. Agreed.
Have you ever seen that happen?
Yeah, and it was
And they actually
bad.
worked it out?
No, not work out at all. I was in that situation. Me and my quarterback was beefing. I'm the number one receiver on the team, and I'm not getting the ball for the first 3 games since we was beefing. Then we finally put our differences aside, and we won the game. So, yeah, no, it don't work. It
You
does
know
not
from
work.
personal
Yeah,
experience.
personal experience does not work.
Hey Jay, how do you feel about Tyreek Hill and what type of player he is? He's a ticking time bomb that if the quarterback is saying some things he don't like, things can get real ugly.
Yeah. Like I said, they just
Because remember,
several reporters described that locker room as a ticking time bomb with a very short fuse. And that's sad. That's sad because a couple years ago, I thought there was going to be a game away from the Super Bowl. And now it's like, what happened? And it's like, McDaniels is not a bad coach. I refuse to believe Mike McDaniels is a bad coach.
Jay,
He,
a lot of Dolphins fans feel the opposite.
I don't know, man.
They feel like he sucks as a coach. Their argument is he can't build an offense around anybody but Tua. Because think about it, you have to build an offense around your quarterback strengths, right?
Correct.
Well, how do you run a timing offense with Zach Wilson, who has a powerful arm? You have to probably make it more of a vertical offense, right?
I don't want to say a powerful arm. You just gotta be accurate. When you run a timing offense, you have to be accurate. Tua is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL, so it works. I feel like he could. I don't know. Obviously, he's gonna get another chance somewhere down the road. He'll probably be a coordinator for a couple of years, but he will get another chance. But yeah, no, yeah, I don't know. So what's your how you got the division going? You said you got the Bills winning. Who you got coming in second, third, and fourth?
If I tell you this, you're going to be surprised. I have the Patriots being second in the division because they spent a lot of money. Mike Vrabel, look at his record versus Miami. With Tennessee, he was winning against Miami, and now you give him a better defense than what he had in Tennessee. His corners are better. Gonzalez
Also had
Come
one
on,
of the
man.
greatest
they're
running
gonna
backs
be
ever play the
second.
game. That plays a part. And you had
He has Stevenson now.
what's his name? Ramondre Stevenson is not Derrick Henry. Don't you ever say that again. But
No. I'd say you got Stevenson as a good running back. I
he's
wouldn't
not
say
Derrick Henry though. And then they had,
there will never be another Derrick
yeah,
Henry.
exactly. And then they had what's the boy name? Tannehill, who had
Tannehill was
revenge on
balling.
he had revenge on his mind when he played the Dolphins. So yeah, he put up some good numbers. But okay,
Jay, they beat us with Will Levis.
he wasn't the coach though.
Yes, he was.
He was the coach there. Oh well.
They beat us with Will Levis, Jay.
Now,
So,
then you
so
got
I'll
the
say
Jets. So you don't
I
like the
have
Jets?
The Dolphins. I had the Dolphins being third. The Jets.
You got the Jets in last.
I just don't. I had a Jet. No, I had a Jets in last, Jay.
Okay. I am shocked by that.
I just think. I just think that they are. I'll say give it a season, and then they'll be there. I think they'll be competing with the Bills. I just don't think they're gonna have that timing with Justin Fields because he's been injured a little bit. I just had them. It's either gonna be the Jets or the Dolphins who are gonna be fourth because I think the Patriots are gonna take a huge step this year.
Okay. Damn.
So that's what I'm expecting. Yeah.
I mean, I
Mike
understand.
Vrabel, I
Though.
think he's going to make a difference.
I mean, I think he's going to be a good coach too. But to leapfrog, that means that quarterback play has to be exceptional. They still have a questionable locker room. Wide receiver room. So, I mean, we'll see though. Trey Henderson looked good on the kick return, but how did he look running the ball? I don't think he looked that great. So I think it's a lot of question
I
marks.
think
still on that
Stevenson
roster.
going to be that guy.
Well, I mean, I guess we're gonna see. It is a run first team with Vrabel at the coach, so it's gonna be It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add?
I'll say I'm concerned with the Dolphins after that practice with the Bills. I mean, not the Bills, the Bears.
Yeah.
Especially them fighting and them looking horrible, and the coach basic. The Bears coach, and the Bears weren't even really good last year.
Correct.
The Bears coach saying, "Yeah, we're gonna press them." Can you name a Bears cornerback?
Jalen Johnson. He's a stud.
Okay. Yeah, he is stud. I was just saying if you can name him. But yeah, they're locking dudes up, and then the coach is like, "Yeah, man, we're gonna press them." Hey, you know, you're telling. And then you got the Patriots who got good corners who gonna press you. The Bills, they do what they do.
Chris Gonzalez is the second highest rated corner on Madden. Do you believe he's the second best corner in football?
No, but I think he's a great corner.
I was like, the second best corner in football? I haven't seen anything that showed me he's top five.
They got Cooper DeJean. They got Cooper DeJean as number 1, right?
No. What's his name? Surtain's number 1. You might be looking at Mutt.
Okay, I seen somewhere. Yeah. No. I was looking somewhere that said Cooper DeJean was like a 99. I'm like, bro, y'all tripping. That's true.
I think it might have been Mutt, bro.
Okay. No, it wasn't Mutt. It wasn't Mutt. But yeah, I seen somewhere somebody probably posted a fake ratings link or something. No. Because
Pat Surtain
I looked at that.
He's not even a 99. I think Pat Surtain's a 97. And then they got Christian Gonzalez as the second best corner on the game at a 95. I know this is a tangent from our conversation, but I mean he's good, but I don't even think he's top 5 personally. Number 2 best corner in the league?
No. He's not even the best corner in his division.
Exactly. So yeah. But regardless of which,
I'm done.
Looking forward to the season. You done?
Done with my rants. Yeah, I'm done with the fans talk rants.
Well, alrighty, you guys. I have nothing left to say about it. If you made it this far in the video, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate it. We're getting closer and closer to that NFL kickoff, and I can't wait, honestly. I get excited every time when we get to the point of the year. I know Money gets excited as well. If you're new here, please subscribe. Also, leave a comment. Tell us if there's any topics you want us to talk about, anything you want to hear us discuss. If you have a question, we discussed as well. We always respond. We're very active. And please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like and share for us. We greatly appreciate it. It means the world for us. But that'll be it. I'm Jace HD, a.k.a. Two-Wavy Jason.
I'm F Money, or Money for short. You all take it easy and have a good one.
Until next one. Peace.